What's going on, everyone? How are you all doing? Psych Perspectives, giofvcks. And we got a lot to discuss. We have a lot to discuss. First of all, what I want y'all to understand something. The elections, they're not the end all, be all. They're not. However, they play a major role. And you can choose to participate or you can choose not to. But I will say this, democracy is not a spectator sport. You can't just sit around hoping and wishing. Oh. Now don't get me wrong, everybody has roles. There's different levels to it. But it's not a spectator sport, because if you sit and watch, other people are making decisions for who? You. And some of those decisions ain't good, is it? Okay? So it does require consistent participation. And these, right now this week in the state of Georgia, they've been getting ready for the runoff election. And those are 2 Senate seats that, I'm just going to be honest, the Democrats need. They need them. We need them. Now I'm going to put it like this. The Democrats ain't. But the Republicans ain't either. Neither, right? That's why I said this isn't the end all be all. But damn it, we got to get something going while we continue to hold them accountable. We got to get something going while we continue to hold them accountable. Because quite frankly, something has to give. We all know $600 a month. Yes, it's something. Yes, it's something more than what we have, what a lot of us have. Yes, it's extra. Yes, it can help some. But $600 doesn't even pay most people rent. Don't even pay most people mortgage. Hell, don't even pay most people student loans every month. Because hell, you got people that's paying $800 and up a month in student loans, paying off that debt. And everybody like, well, that's stealing. Yeah. Next month, January, those bills, we lose that. And student loan debt monthly payments going to go right back in effect. So again, think about this, all right? We need more than $600. Yes, it's something. Yes, it's more than what a lot of us have, and it will help some. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to say that we not grateful or that we ungrateful. But damn it, we know our worth. We work. People work. People have been working. People are dying. People are suffering. We need more than $600, and they owe us more than $600. Damn it, I said it. They owe us more than $600. And we all know that. Now you look around at these other countries. Canada, different countries throughout Europe. You look at what's going on in Cuba. You look at what's going on in New Zealand. You look at what's going on in different African countries. You look at what's going on in different Asian countries. Look around the world at different countries. This is why I'm always saying it's so important to open your mind, broaden your horizons. Broaden them. You know why? Because then you can finally start seeing that there's so much more to the world, to society, than what you personally know at the current moment. Because a lot of us live in our little bubbles. So a lot of people don't even realize that Canada, since the very start back in March, March of 2020, has been sending their residents $2,000 a month. And they just passed one of the largest economic, stimulus packages in their country's history since World War II. Information will be in the description box below. Because they're trying to make sure that they keep their residents afloat. Now, are they perfect? No. But damn it, they're a hell of a lot better than what the hell we got going on here in the USA when you got over 700,000 plus people per week filing for unemployment. Over 20 million people have lost their health care insurance because in America, in the USA, they have, we have employer-based health insurance, and a lot of times people still be working jobs and don't have health insurance because they're not full-time or there's not more than 50 employees that are there. There's so many things, it's just shady. They're not full-time on paper, but they're working full-time hours. It's just so many things that keeps people away from getting their health insurance coverage. But again, people are hungry. People don't have food. People are starving. I made a video last month talking about this. I've been talking about these economic issues, these social justice issues, these problems for a while, for 10 plus years, essentially, since I started YouTube with my original channel. But I've had this channel for 7 years, going on 8. But I had an original channel that I had created back in 2008. So I've been on here for 12 years. But I started taking it serious in 2009, 2010. And the point is, I've been talking about these problems and these issues for 10 plus years. It's been a decade. I grew up 2008. I was 16 years old. I was 15 turning 16. And I grew up as a teenager, living through the Great Recession, and then being in Flint, just always seeing, my grandparents, again, when I talk about my videos, financially were always there, still there. You know what I mean? Very stable. And that really sheltered me. But then I also was going to Flint public schools and hanging out with other kids and my other family members. And, I really got to see, now looking back, I got to see the way classism works, the way racism works. And then I've always been into sociology, psychology. My master's degree is a master's in social sciences. I'm a social scientist. Okay, this is what I do. But I sit back and I follow the trends and I study and I unlearn and I relearn and I correct myself and I make an ass of myself and I got to own up that I was wrong and I should have rethought this or maybe this. I'm constantly doing that, right? I'm constantly questioning, and then trying to find solutions. And then when I find solutions, this is why I'm always talking about socialism. When I find a solution, because to me, I don't think there's no real one-size-fits-all approach, but we can use a multitude of different things because there's pros and cons to everything to me. That's why I'm always saying psych perspectives. I'm always looking at different angles and trying to see, okay, maybe it's because I'm a Libra, I don't quite know. But what's going on right here, y'all? We need Georgia. I'm going to say it. We need Georgia. Strategically, we need Georgia. And I'm not going to do that cliche ass chestnut checker shit. But I'm going to say, if I'm looking at it from a political, social, economical, humanitarian at this point, strategic effort, we need the Democrats to get Georgia's 2 Senate seats. However, I'm not saying the Democrats are Lord and Savior, because they're not. And I'm not saying the Republicans are Lord and Savior, because they're not. You got to hold both of them accountable. And you still have to organize, rally, fight back, stand up, educate, share, work together. You still got to do shit. We still got to be out here working. It's a consistent battle. Freedom isn't free. Okay? That's basically what I'm going to call this video. Freedom isn't free. It's not. It never was. Okay? And through my healing, I'm going to end this video with this. Through my healing and counseling, think about my grandmother. My grandmother just lost her sister. My great aunt Barbara, rest in peace. And that was like my other granny. She was 85 and a half. Suffered from corona. We've lost it was my great aunt Tiny in May. It was my older cousin Aldine in June. A few days later, it was another older cousin, Ricky. August, it was another older cousin, Johnny Ray. December, it's my great aunt, my grandmother's sister. So I want to also keep this in mind. When you think about the 300,000 plus people that are dead, they're not just a number. They're not just a statistic. These are our family members. These are our friends. These are your enemies. These are the people you went to school with, the people that you work with, the people that you drive through the neighborhood and don't even notice. These are people who had families, who had friends, who had stories, who had history, who had goals, who had loved ones, who had children, who were children. These people mattered. And ironically enough, everybody wants to talk about all lives mattering. Really? Because those 300,000 plus people, their lives mattered, right? But nobody cared. So I'm going to leave you with that. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm telling you how I'm thinking. Strategically, we need the Democrats to get the 2 seats in Georgia. Now, right now, in the runoffs, they're voting. They've been voting this week. And only in Georgia, disclaimer, and I'm going to make sure I put this in the description box as well. Disclaimer. The only people that can vote in the Georgia runoff are residents of Georgia who are registered to vote in Georgia and had to already have been registered to vote before voting in the main election in November. So if you're not a registered voter resident in Georgia that was already registered to vote for the main election in November, you cannot vote in this runoff, because I already know there's going to be ignorant folks. And when I say ignorant, that doesn't mean that you're, necessarily I'm putting you down. That just means you don't know. Now, if I call you stupid, then you pushed me. That's how I look at it, even though they kind of mean the same thing, but you get it. Maybe I'm trying to soften the blow. But seriously, there's going to be ignorant folks who are going to say, well, what do you mean? I thought I could vote. Well, that means other people are going to be voting. But no. Okay? No. And I'll have information on who's voting and who's eligible to vote in the state of Georgia, what the rules are in the description box below. Okay, you can find out all this information by going to individualstates.govs and looking at what their voter registration guidelines, policies, and laws are. What their protocols, all of that. Secretary of State, all of that. Your attorney generals, all of that. Your lieutenant governors, your governors, all of it. This is why it's so important that when you do vote, because we're talking about 2 U.S. Senate seats in Georgia. Now, this is what I mean by you have to vote federal, statewide, and local. It isn't just about the presidency. Now, you want to go back to the cliche saying, it's chess, not checkers. Well, in this situation, it really is, because it's a very complex, strategic, I sink your battleship type shit. Really, it really is, because you need all branches of government to work. And see, the problem with this is, well, obvious to me, and maybe I will discuss it as we go through these days, as long as I'm able to be alive and you're able to be alive to see. And I'm just being real. It's being real. We're losing people, and we've been losing people, and this is a problem, and has always been a problem. But you need all the branches of government, you know. And when you look at it, people just think that it's presidency. And what people don't understand is, okay, you got the presidency. You got the president and the vice president. Whoopie damn do. In the meantime, if your senators, your U.S. senators aren't working well with your president, then what's the point? If your U.S. Congress, your House, isn't working well with Senate, and Senate's not working well with House, and no one's working well with the president, then who? You have a mind fuck. And that's what the hell we have going on here. And that's what we've been going on here. And then more importantly, when you have representatives that's not truly representing the will of the people, of you, of your family, of your friends, of your community, of me. No, I know it's hard you can't please everyone. This is very true. But this is why we need to have proportional representation instead of the bullshit that we have here. Again, I will do videos on different types of elections, governments, parliaments, monarchies, oligarchies, which basically, yeah. Anyways, so we kind of, in my opinion, we pretty much have a monarch oligarchy in a way. And it's also very turning into blatant fascism. But, and again, like I said, these videos, I'm gonna try to keep them coming. Keep them coming for you. But think about those 300,000 people, okay? And it keeps going up and up and up and up. And that's just here in the USA. Think around the globe. Think around the world. Think about the other countries and the other continents, okay? We have to start looking out for each other. And that's how I'm going to end this. Check the description box below for more information. And as always, do your own research. Go on Google. Go on whatever search engine you prefer. Read books. Read articles. Look at videos. Look at different perspectives. Because I look at Republican shit too. That's why I always, if you notice, I used to be a staunch Democrat. And yes, I do tend to vote for Democrats and for progressive, left-leaning liberals. I do. However, I vote, that's why I said strategically. And I started doing that 2 years ago. Again, I've been on the self-care journey for 2 years. Anyways, so it's crazy. That's why Anyways, more videos will come. And think about those people. Think about our people. Think about our family. Think about the people that we've lost, y'all. For real. We got to start caring about each other.